Thanks for joining us today on Girl Talk. We're at Radiance Skin Therapy on the Beltline Highway off of Todd Drive. Later we'll talk with Ann about some skin rejuvenation stuff you won't want to miss, because we all want beautiful skin. Anyway, later, or actually now, we're going to talk with our first guest about dreams, and not the kind that you have in bed, but the kind that inspire you to get out of bed. American Family Insurance has created DreamBank, and with us we have one of their dream curators, Natalie Healy. Natalie, thanks for joining us.
I am so happy to be here, thank you.
So I have seen a few of the ads, but not really known what it's about. I understand that you offer expert and events and tools for people that want to build a dream. And so tell us a little bit about the events that you can offer to folks.
Sure. Well, because at American Family, we believe your dream is the most important thing that you'll ever own. We opened DreamBank, which is solely dedicated to dream pursuit. So we host events, probably 20 to 25 plus events a month that are designed to help you find the tools, resources, and inspiration you need to go out and achieve your dream.
That's a lot, 25 a month. I was looking at your website, and you have a nice tab about events, and I was amazed that it just kept going. And there really are a lot of nice things. Thank you.
They keep you busy, don't they?
Oh, they absolutely do, and no day is the same. It's changing all the time, which is wonderful. So,
Absolutely.
Well, this is really close to my heart because I recently just opened up, well, not opened up, but took over a business. Say a person's dream is to open up their small business and they come to you. How can you help them?
Such a great question, because we actually have an entire event series that's dedicated to people who are small business owners or entrepreneurs, either aspiring or established. So every Tuesday we have events in the morning and then at noon, and then sometimes in the evening. We have workshops and speakers and presenters. We bring in local experts. We actually bring in sometimes people that are not local, but they're the expert in their realm. So we bring them in to teach our guests. We also have an entrepreneurial book club where you can come together with like-minded people and discuss your ideas for your business, whether you're just starting or you're long into it and looking to spark something new.
Sure.
So there's lots of options.
That's so fun, and great resources for new business owners and just all kinds of events to attend. And you do other things too. So other than events, what else does DreamBank offer?
Sure. Well, we have ever-changing exhibits. So when you walk into DreamBank, you'll be greeted by a dream curator, one of our expert staff.
I love that name, by the way.
Yes, I know, isn't it? It is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's cool. It opens doors when I talk to people about it.
You're our first, by the way.
I am. Oh, I'm honored. So you will be greeted by a dream curator, and then they'll guide you through a dream exploration of the space. And what that means is we feature interactive tools and technology that are designed to help you figure out what your dream is. And then our ever-changing exhibits have different themes. So every quarter it's something new, and it's something to help you figure out maybe what kind of person you are, what your values are, what you're good at, and then use those to really put your dream in drive.
That's so great. Don't you want to visit a dream curator? I mean,
Me
it just
too.
sounds perfect.
Sounds like a necessity, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to have you. Please do.
Yeah.
So you sound busy. Is there a busier time of year for you folks? A busy season?
You know, I have noticed, I've been there since we opened, and at first we were busier during the summer months because the farmers market is right outside our doors, which is wonderful because we can invite those people to come in and check our space out. We are now just as busy as we are in the summer as we are in the winter, so there's really not a busy season. We've really put ourselves on the map as a destination for people who are traveling to Wisconsin or traveling to Madison specifically, which is nice because people come from all over to visit us.
It's a beautiful location. You're on Pinckney Street.
Yes,
Yeah,
right on the
beautiful.
Capitol Square.
That's fantastic. So you mentioned the farmers market being outside. Do you participate in that at all, or how does DreamBank participate with the community?
So that's a great question too. We try to have a really strong presence in the community because we want people to know that we're there.
Sure.
And we're here to support and cultivate a community of dreamers. So we actually have, you'll find us a lot in the summer at different walks and runs and Mallards games. And we also participate in local expos. So the Women's Expo, the Well Expo.
Oh, great.
In the past, we've been at the Kids Expo. And then the one that's coming up soon, actually, which is the weekend of Valentine's Day, is Madison Winter Festival. So what we call DreamBank Winter Village, where we invite people to come in and try a winter activity or sport, and then come inside our doors afterwards to warm up with some hot chocolate and a chocolate dip marshmallow.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
We're about out of time, unfortunately. So if you are looking for motivation, inspiration, maybe just some fresh ideas, these friendly folks are there to assist you. We'll be right back with Tim O'Brien from Apple Wellness with supplement questions and maybe a chance for you to ask your questions too. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are filming here at Radiance Skin Therapy in their fabulous lobby. We're always glad to be here. And joining us is the expert from Apple Wellness, Tim O'Brien. Thanks for joining us.
For sure, happy to be here.
Glad to have you. And we're going to talk about, we always talk about health and supplements with you because you have a wealth of knowledge. And the great thing is you've allowed us to just pull whatever questions out of the hat we want to. And really quick before we get too involved, I want to make sure that viewers at home know too that you can actually email us. You can email me, jessa@cw57.tv, your questions for Tim. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. So viewers at home, we can get your questions asked on air. We're just going to ask our own. How's that sound? Is that okay? Can we bombard you?
I've got one that I've been waiting
Okay.
for 3 segments now.
Go ahead. You ask.
Oh no, I'll just start? No, you start.
Okay, well, my question is embarrassing but true. So, one of the joys of pregnancy, of course, is constant heartburn.
Yeah.
So, what can I do? I can only take so many Tums. You know, there's a limit, I hear, on how many Tums you're supposed to take when you're pregnant. Is there anything else that you recommend just for like good digestive health and keeping those enzymes down where they're supposed to be?
Absolutely. So your good and bad bacteria in your system, especially while pregnant, are always in a race. So whichever one's winning decides the state and the health of the rest of your body. So gut flora or probiotics are the most powerful thing you can take to treat heartburn, because taking a strong probiotic, say a 50 or an 80 billion multiflora, will actually launch your body's natural enzyme production, and you'll break all those foods down much more effectively. So probiotics and enzymes are the second thing that you can actually take in a capsule that will help break your foods down more effectively.
Is that the same stuff that would be like in your yogurts?
Yeah, except in one capsule, like a 50 billion multiflora probiotic.
Bigger scale.
It'll equal about a gallon of yogurt.
Oh,
So-
wow. Okay.
That'll be
So
great
you don't
for
have
you.
to eat a
Yeah.
gallon of yogurt. That's wonderful. Well, no offense, Tums, but I'm going to pull back because I think I need to.
Yeah,
It's too
I would
much.
try it. It really helps
Yeah,
a lot.
no, that's super exciting. Thank
Yeah,
you for
for
the
sure,
tip.
for sure.
Love it. Now I want to hear yours.
Okay, my turn. Not to embarrass you at all, but I've always had really painful menstrual cramps.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you know any supplements that can aid in that relief, or
Yeah.
just before it happens even.
Yeah, absolutely. So just taking a good quality multivitamin that has chelated minerals will help be a good preventative sort of measure.
Okay.
One that's not heat compressed, like the tablets with synthetic nutrients, so all natural and that. But the second thing you can have just super cheap is magnesium. Even if you look at Midol for cramping, and that number one ingredient is magnesium.
Really?
Get it in a chelated form
Interesting.
though, that's gonna absorb a lot better than like the oxides and stuff.
Okay.
So that
And
works.
is there anything like food-wise that I can stay away from before it happens, or not?
Yeah, everyone's so different and reacts differently to foods that
Sure.
it's tough to nail down just a couple of foods.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll start with magnesium.
yeah, I think
That's great. Are we
good.
taking notes? Gosh, we
I
have to
know.
watch it back. What's yours?
My question's a little more along the lines of regulation. So my
Yeah.
understanding is that the manufacturer of supplements is responsible for determining the safety and maybe the efficacy, I don't know, of their supplement. And it's only the FDA's turn to come in is after the product's already on the market. And if there's problems, then the FDA would take action. Is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and mostly it's kind of can be scary because
Yeah.
some companies that aren't honest in that can put on the label certain items and it's actually not even in the pill or not at that potency. So you want to look at, whenever you're buying a supplement, three first questions is where are they sourcing it from, how are they processing that, and what's the delivery system, is it actually absorbing into the system? And then you want companies that have third-party testing to prove that what they say is on the label is actually in there. So that's another reason to get an expert on your team, someone that knows the industry, knows
Like
the
you.
nutrients, knows the regulations, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to find out those things.
Wow,
It's
yeah,
a great
because I'm sure
question.
there's probably a lot of junk out there that's
Not that great.
Yeah, like you said, maybe they're a little dishonest.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that we ask the question too. We've probably bothered you about this before, but in case viewers at home haven't seen, your team has this wealth of knowledge too. So we can stop in and see you specifically, Tim, but when we come into Apple Wellness, whoever we get on staff is going to know all of our burning questions. Hopefully not burning, that was a bad pun, but all of our questions. Yeah. Good point. So that's fun. And if you at home can't make it in, email us, jessa@cw57.tv, and I'll make sure we ask the expert on air.
Awesome.
Tim from Apple Wellness, always a pleasure.
Love
Thank
it.
you so much for joining
For
us
sure,
and
guys.
answering all of our
Thank you.
questions.
Yeah.
When we return, we're going to talk about Ho Chunk Nation and how they are good for Madison. The executive director is here on Girl Talk after the break.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are filming at Radiance Skin Therapy, and our first guest is Daniel Brown. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Nice to see you all.
So glad to have you back. We got to interview you a while ago, and
Yes,
now
yes.
we get you back. We're excited.
Very excited to be here. Thank you very much.
So you manage the local casino here in Madison, is that correct?
I do. I manage a local casino. We're located over at the interstate and Highway 12 and 18. I got 1,150 machine facility with the highest payout percentage in the region.
Wow.
Average 95% payout. Took my poker tables out of the room, or out of the casino, back in November, and to put more machines in because there's such a demand right now.
Sure.
Well, with that kind of payout.
I know. I'm always
Right.
watching the sign outside the casino to see how much the dollar value
Almost
on
When
it.
a good
almost
time to
26
go.
million. Yeah.
Wow.
We're getting there.
Wow, impressive. That's awesome. Let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about how you fit into the Madison community, how Ho Chunk Madison really is a part of the landscape here. And let's talk about that. What do you feel like in terms of being part of the city's entertainment landscape? Where do you fall?
You know, we like to look at ourselves as a part of something that's much larger. Madison has so many things to offer. There's so many amenities, so many entertainment options, and we just feel like what we provide is just yet another in this menagerie of entertainment that's provided, that's offered in the city. So that's we just feel like we're just one facet. We're not the centerpiece, nor do we profess to be, but we're just again just one part of this big picture here in this region.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I understand. How do you feel that your outlet is taken here in Madison? Do you think there's a general acceptance of the casino scene?
That's a great question, and we see an increasing level of acceptance. I got 4 million visitors that came to my casino last year.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow.
I appreciate
That's
that.
an incredible number.
And we're going to surpass that this year. We've got local support. We've done a lot of outreach recently with local businesses, and we're receiving a lot of warm reception. The Convention and Visitors Bureau, of course, led by Deb Archer, and the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce, Zach Brandon, very supportive. And so we're just feeling really good about our increased outreach efforts resulting in a lot more acceptance into
That's
this.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So that being said, do you still feel that there's some that have a moral aversion?
There is. I don't understand personally. I don't understand the genesis of that kind of mindset or ideology at all. But we're respectful of it. Folks don't want to come in, because of whatever personal issues they have. That's fine. 4 million people tells me that there is generally a pretty good acceptance.
I'd say.
And that they're having fun.
And that they're
Yeah.
having a great
That's
time.
all gonna come back.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a legitimate business. We've been solid for 20 years, and at the end of the day, what we're looking at is the funding, which goes to very worthy cause, and that's services programs for the Ho Chunk Nation membership.
Absolutely. And again, what an impressive number. I'm curious in terms of working with local business, what do you feel like your relationship is there with not just individuals, but some of the businesses in town?
Again, you know, it's outreach, it's reaching out there. You know, generally we've been kind of modest with our approach, but we're amping it up quite a bit. I just developed a position called the Municipal Relations Coordinator. Her name's a tribal member by the name of Missy Tracy. She'll be on Talk of the Town here shortly, by the way.
Great.
Those efforts, I think, are going a long way towards increasing the acceptance and the partnership with local businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
What's your vision for the community?
Really,
Like working hand in hand, or?
Absolutely. You know, I think, you know, talking to Deb and Zach, you know, the vision, of course, is to increase viewership, increase visits, and we want to be a part of that. Visits to the community, increase tourism, just increase commerce in general. And so that being the vision for the city, and the city has such a tremendous amount of potential, we want to be a part of driving that, you know, so that we do increase business. So that's a big part of our vision.
Wonderful. Well, awesome. Sounds like a great time. Ladies' night at the casino,
I think
maybe?
that's a must.
Definitely.
Please, come on.
We've been meaning to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll drop Daniel's name.
I know,
Please
it's
do.
fun here.
Thanks for getting a little serious with us today too. We got to hear about some of the fun stuff last time and the payouts and everything, but it's great to hear how your involvement in the community and just what that looks like. So we appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
So that went so fast. We're almost out of time, but thank you so much, Daniel, for coming in.
Thank you.
And come right back because we've got more Girl Talk at Radiance Skin Therapy.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are at Radiance Skin Therapy, and here we are with the beauty guru, Ann Hill herself. We are talking about skin rejuvenation. Who doesn't want flawless, radiant skin? Well, step aside lasers and chemical peels. There's a new sheriff in town. Microneedling. This is new for all of us, so we're kind of excited about learning about this technique. Ann, thanks for teaching us and being with us and having us here in your lobby, which is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
What's microneedling?
Microneedling is, there's many devices that do it out there on the market. We've been doing it for about 3.5 years with a couple different devices, but really what it is we are taking tiny, tiny, fine little needles and we're creating wounds into the skin. Fine holes. You couldn't see them even with a magnifying mirror. But what that does is it goes down to the dermis where all the good stuff happens. And so we can rebuild from ground up new collagen, new elastin, cellular activity. We release growth hormones, we release new blood flow. And so what happens with that is we have rebuilt all those microholes, therefore our skin can show in different ways of improvement, but we're gonna have thicker, healthier, more vibrant skin because of it.
I'm in.
Yeah, all things sound good to me. Right. So aging is kind of one of the things that you are mentioning. I mean, you're really able to rebuild some collagen. What are some concerns? I mean, aging is one. Are there other concerns that this may help with?
Almost anything anybody would walk in with and say, how do I correct this? It is such a safe procedure, so any of us from redheads to African Americans, it is safe. There is little side effect to this because we don't have heat. And when we don't have heat, we don't have risk. So things that a lot of people will come in for, they might come in for large pores, acne scarring, textural issues, color issues, pigment.
How about wrinkles?
Wrinkles.
Do we have your attention yet?
Right. I think I just checked everything on that.
Yeah. So it is an amazing treatment. What we have to remember is that with every treatment, we're only treating part of the skin because not every part of the skin is going to have a little tiny microhole. So it's usually done in a series, but over time, we really are probably hitting all of that skin then, and it's really a total rebuild.
Wow.
So is there any downtime with this procedure?
Right, we're gonna tell people that the day of, for men, maybe 24 hours, and I'll explain that. The day of, we don't want anything on your skin, including makeup. So we don't even want sunscreen. So we give you product that's safe to put on because the holes are still open. So products we put on in that treatment are gonna get in there deep, provide hydration, stimulate more collagen. So the day of, we want you home. We don't want you exposed to any sunlight. The day after, for women, we can put some powder on, and usually they can be back to work. It's not flawless skin yet, but they can be back to work. Men, they usually recover a little bit faster because they're thicker, oilier skin. Most of them don't have a problem. They go back to work, so we say 24 hours or less is really a norm.
Okay.
And they're not worrying about makeup and things too.
Right.
Lucky ducks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
How about discomfort?
Discomfort, we do apply topical numbing 20 to 30 minutes before, and when we do that, people have, we usually do a pain scale. What's your pain scale on 1 to 10? Usually with numbing cream, people are at a 2. I mean, most people,
Discomfort, but not pain,
not
maybe?
pain, and it's not in all areas. So if you can think about kind of around the eyes or around the lips, more sensitive, those are the areas you're going to probably feel a little bit more. But the rest of it, people are like, no big deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen some home versions. Can this be done at home?
So it's different because what we use here, the needle depth is longer. So we're going to hit the dermis. Okay, so we got epidermis, top layers, dermis. We hit the dermis. Home rollers are going to hit the top part of the epidermis. And those are good because if we have to repair the epidermis, the dermis is going to still work. And the home rollers, the best thing about those is that if we got a great product, we are now going to make it 100 to 200 times more effective for you because you have an entry. So they work so well together. This rolling that we do here, your home rolling, your products.
Right. So all those expensive products we're buying are actually going to do something for us?
Exactly.
Get a
What
big,
an idea.
a bigger bang for your buck.
So I'm totally sold on this, and I want to know kind of how many treatments do you recommend? I'm sure it probably depends on the person, but what do you typically see?
Yeah, a typical person walking in with not extreme scarring, we probably say about 3 treatments because you're probably going to treat about a third of the skin each time.
Okay.
And
Wow,
then
you hit that much.
yeah,
Okay.
and then somebody with a little bit more scarring, it just depends. I mean, sometimes we could even say up to 6, but we've seen good results with some people, and they're happy in 3. So it's really what they want.
That's incredible. And to do something with no risk, like the risk is what's scary, and to be able to get results without that. So great.
So for everyone at home that now wants to schedule an appointment, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. You can go on the website and request a appointment, radiantskin.therapy.com, or you can call us at 240-0088, and we can get you scheduled.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Sounds fabulous. Thank you,
Thank
Anne.
you.
As always, love talking to you.
Thanks.
And thank you for watching. That's all we have today for Girl Talk. We'll see you next time.